Welcome back once again. NBA Friday here on ESPN from the Fleet Center in Boston. The Sacramento Kings hard charging in the West against the Boston Celtics, who can clinch a playoff berth with a win tonight. Let's first have a look at our McDonald's starting lineups. And not a lot of changes from what they have done throughout most of the season, as the lineups work pretty well, especially for these Sacramento Kings. Bibby, of course, started the season injured, but the team hasn't missed a beat since he came back in.
He can fill it up, that's for sure. He's got a beautiful rotation on his jumper, and he does a nice job of directing the team.
Blunt is into the starting lineup as Pierce launches the shot. And we should point out the reason is because Tony Battie has had some problems with a knee and a toe. So he has been playing the last couple of games, but missed about a week before that.
We saw Paul Pierce hit that first jumper, John. He's going to get a lot of good looks tonight.
Bibby with a floater along the baseline.
The problem is the Kings are going to get a lot of good looks too.
Yeah, that's the question. Jim O'Brien has talked about his defense. Bremer launches. It looked like a three, but foot on the line. That's a deuce.
Yeah, that's the shot I don't like, because it's the long two. You step back 2 or 3 inches, you get another point.
Got to step back a half an inch on that one. Bremer trying to stay with Bibby into the paint. Off the Weber. Ball fake. Swings it back out. Bibby with a look. That's a two as well, as his toe is just on the line.
He's an exceptional shooter, John. This guy spends a lot of time in the gym. He's a gym rat. Loves to play the game, and it shows.
Blunt pass. David says you don't want to even think about doing that in the playoffs, because it'll swing a game. One game will swing a series. Walker puts it on the floor, and Weber strips him. Christie with it. Bounce pass to Bibby. Takes it to the glass and gets the roll to drop.
Did you see that shot?
Yeah.
Did you see the kind of English he put on it? I mean, that had, the spin was going the opposite direction of what you'd like to shoot a bank shot.
Blunt with a travel with nobody near him.
Now watch this. First of all, that's an incredible bounce pass by Doug Christie, but the presence here, I mean, he's spinning the ball really the opposite way you would like, off the glass, and still gets it to go. That's just talent.
Weber, jump shot is good.
Now, unless the Celtics are going to step up and play D and really get in the Sacramento Kings jerseys, the Kings are going to get wide open looks all night long.
And their defense was so good in their last outing when they beat Miami, held them under 70 points. And Pierce gets stripped by Bibby. Walker tries to get back. Not even close in the easy layup.
The backcourt for the Kings is just too good. I mean, defensively, Bibby has quick hands. Christie moves his feet. He has excellent reach as well. All these guys play passing lanes. Got to be careful with the basketball.
Pierce launches a three-pointer. That's a little deep, and then out of 5 of 5 from the field. And turnovers part of the problem. Stojakovic. Oh, I'll tell you what, Jim O'Brien might want to get a timeout right now, because everything's going down.
Getting it done from the outside, getting steals.
Pierce with a three that doesn't go. It gets reset by Williams. Walker takes Weber away from the hole. Pierce slipped. Walker, ball fake. Comes to Williams on the baseline. Jump shot is good, and it's a three. Celtics, they shoot more than anyone else, and when it's going their way, it works. Thus far right now, it's not. 1 of 6. Walker tries to work on C-Web and does.
C-Web wanted to travel, but that's a good move by Antoine Walker. He keeps his pivot foot. He's able to use it. He doesn't pick the ball up too early, and he shows you fundamental basketball.
Jimmy Jackson right on the line. That's good for 2.
Talking to one of the coaches before the game, Terry Porter, my old teammate, he said Jim Jackson's been a big surprise for him. You know, he does so many things for this team.
Antoine Walker, no good. I'll tell you what he's been doing thus far since he's been on the floor is rebounding.
And he brings toughness.
Bremer gets right out. Jackson with it now. Dumps it inside to Weber, who lays it up.
You just can't make any mistakes against the Kings. If you're out of position in any way, they're going to exploit you.
Bremer for 3, and it's good. They're going to keep shooting them.
Yeah, and you don't know if it's good or bad until you see the results at the end of the night, because going 1 for 9, you figure you start taking the ball to the basket. Brimmer steps up and hits a big one. Are they going to continue to shoot the 3 ball?
Bibby, great pass down to Divac.
And, you know, Vlade just took his time laying that ball up. He looked like the guy in the old man's court at the YMCA. You know, the guy that still has all the tricks.
Says, I don't have to style. You don't get extra points for style. Bremer, another 3. This one's not on the mark. Divac has it come right to him, and Bibby wants to push it.
Yeah, like I said, John, is it a good thing or a bad thing that he hit that last 3?
Then Bibby draws rain with that and has a look down to the baseline to the Celtics fans who are giving him grief.
He wanted a 3-point play. Thought he got hit on his arm.
He's 5 of 5 from the field. He just should like the way it's going right now and leave it at that. Walker fights his way in.
See, I love that move by Antoine Walker.
Pierce not good. Many a point guard has been drummed out of this league for having the wrong type of nails. Oh, what a pass. Weber to Stojakovic.
Man, off C-Web. Makes the pass here. You see Jimmy Jackson go, but you see how Chris Weber uses his body to knock off Walker right there, or McCarty, excuse me, and you see the easy layup by Peja Stojakovic. It's all ball movement and really guys accustomed to playing with each other.
Dell tries to scoop it up and under, no good, and Stojakovic leaks out. Petit trying to get back and commits the foul.
What about the 2 passes by the Kings big men? Leading their players up the floor. You don't see big men pass the ball that way, John. Scott Pollard's in too with that Wyatt Earp mustache going.
You like that? I'll tell you what.
I won't say that I like it.
If you're walking down an alley in the wild, wild west and you see that one coming at you, turn and run the other way.
Hey, you're not kidding.
Shot clock and the game clock are just about dead even. So the Celtics going to take this thing down by 10 points right now. Pierce, 5 seconds left. Has to go to work, takes it hard to the glass. Keon ball fake. Jackson got there in a hurry. Delk in for a closer look as Jackson went past him. Then he knocks down the deuce.
Now Bobby Jackson was going for the steal. He almost got it, but after he missed it, that left the door wide open for Tony Delk to get a good look.
Jackson, Pollard sets a screen, rolls off of it, and then kicks the ball off his shin. Turkoglu, nice step in to come up with it and get fouled.
Right to him.
Celtics turning the ball over. There's been a problem tonight. 8 already. The Kings only have 3. Pierce tries to lose Jackson. One shot, no good. Rebounded by Long.
Grant Long is a tough throw.
But it's not very often a team can go big and athletic. And when you put Keon Clark out there, you're doing just that. Oh, strong move by Eric Williams.
Eric Williams is a handful in the block. He knows how to work with his back to the basket. But like you said, they can play Pollard and Keon Clark together. These guys can complement each other, especially if Pollard can give you a couple buckets here and there. And that's gravy. And you have a guy that big who's going to bang and give you a couple jump hooks.
Delk now trying to lose Jackson. Williams again working on Turkoglu. Spins and Turkoglu comes over the 15 players, 310 games, 13 different lineups. Bibby missed 27, Jackson 23, that's Bobby Jackson. Pollard 56, Weber 15, Stojakovic 10. And you're talking about all-stars out of your lineup.
Yeah, you know, I thought early in the year after they beat New Jersey in Jersey, I thought they were a 65-plus win team easily. Because, you know, just because of their style, and you see they have so many weapons. Turkoglu's coming off the bench. He's knocking down jumpers, getting three-point plays on you. Pollard's throwing jump hooks. Jimmy Jackson's hitting threes on you. Keon Clark is blocking shots, dunking.
Oh, Antoine Walker. The ball. Pollard with the screen on Pierce. Stays with him off the rub. Turkoglu inside the arc. Jump shot.
That's a guy 6'9", John. Fumbling the basketball, picks it up, and drops a long jumper on you. And 2 possessions before that, he nails a three-pointer off of kind of a broken play.
Bench scoring is 16-2 in favor of the Kings. Look at Pollard get over with the help defense and the block. Jackson right at Bremer. Well, that was a tough shot. You don't normally see Bobby Jackson try and force the issue like that, but he does.
Blindsides that ball.
Well, I'd have to say the advantage goes to the Kings. Is 6'10" jumping against 6'2". Inside to Keon Clark. Look at that pass down to 27th in the league in assists per game.
The Kings hold that. The Kings move the ball, John, like it's painful for them to hold it.
Hits the deck as Turkoglu came up with the rebound. Doug Christie's entered. Jackson from the outside, and Bobby Jackson nails it.
And one other thing you can't do when you're coming down the floor against the Kings is say, well, you know, I have Bobby Jackson or I have Doug Christie, so I'm just going to stay on him. I mean, you have to scramble on the defensive end to find the open man, period. Can't let a guy like Bobby Jackson just stand in the corner and shoot a three.
Walker tries to spin on Turkoglu again, duck under. Good job to stay with him, and it won't go down. Weber gets the rebound.
No one responded.
Pierce sets up a three-pointer, and that one is good.
Yeah, he snuck that one in the basket. We could see it. We had a perfect angle. Looked like it was off to the right.
It sure did. Weber with the ball faked and dished into Pollard, who gets shoved by Williams under. Weber thought he was fouled. And that bounce pass that Pierce tried to get into Bremer was picked off by Bibby. Saw it all the way.
Yeah, Bibby's just too quick in the open floor.
And Weber, if you're going to leave me open by 5 feet, you can bury that all day long.
Just when the Celtics think they've caught a break, they have another break go against them on the other end. You cannot leave Chris Weber open from 12 feet away.
Shot clock was down to 7. Walker loses it. Stojakovic lines up a three-pointer that's good. In transition.
What kind of shot is that? And he comes down, 3-on-3 in transition, just pulls up for a three ball with the utmost confidence. Just scary.
Petit from outside draws nothing but the floor, and then it's saved by Williams, but right to Stojakovic. Now Christie.
He was making that pass to Williams.
Oh, how about that rifle in there? Bibby to Weber.
And you see Bibby had a wide open look. There wasn't anybody within 10 feet of him. And instead, he gives the ball up to the big ticket. I mean, it becomes contagious when you move the ball like that, and it's so good for your camaraderie.
It's the largest lead of the game right now. Walker trying to cut into it. Stojakovic staying with him. Now we're seeing some one-on-one play. Walker's floater is good.
He just got tired of it. So I'm going to take this possession over. And, you know, again, when he wants to go inside with that bulk and with that talent, there's not a lot of players in this league that can stop him in the low block area.
Divac in for a closer look, swings it out. Stojakovic for three, and it's good.
You know, how do you defend against that again, John? Because you have a guy who's penetrating, and he looks like he has a wide open layup that sucks your defense in. Then he throws it 25 feet out.
And it's money when it gets out there, too. Well, Pierce trying to create something that's not there, but T was not even looking for that pass.
He's going to come out and give you 30 points anyways, bad back and all.
He's going to have an off night with the bad back and only come up with 32 or 3.
Yeah. Well, I must say that Tracy McGrady has converted me this year.
I told you he would.
He's something else.
Bibby now at the free throw line finds Doug Christie. Jump shot is good.
Yeah, well, you got your breaks early on. And Sacramento starts rolling again. You find yourself down 20.
Eric Williams trying to muscle in, but T with a tremendous follow. Which on the switch from the free throw line, Pierce shot no good. Williams thought he had the rebound. Stojakovic knocked it out of his hands from behind.
Now, even Sacramento now, they're kind of walking the ball off the floor. They're not full of a lot of energy.
Now, both teams are playing as if the game was over after the first half.
Exactly.
Chris Weber, though.
Still trying to
Walker. Williams turns around. Good move on the baseline. He's looked good tonight offensively.
Yeah, in the low block area, whenever he's been able to touch the ball, he's established a scoring presence.
That's the good news. Bad news is the Celtics now have 11 assists and 15 turnovers. Weber trying to work Walker off on his left. Finds Pierce on the right. Christie goes down, no call, and block with the flush.
Now come back and get a stop if you're the Celtics. You knew Vlade was going to come with something clever. I look at that in and out by Paul Pierce.
Walker, ball fake, then drives down the lane, trying to create something that's not there. Gets it back, goes up, gets blocked by Divac. Williams to Pierce. Three-pointer is good.
And that'll get him excited. Just effort. Antoine Walker keeping the ball alive on the glass, fighting for an extra possession.
Weber's jump shot rattles around and drops down.
Yeah, and then you get a jumper right back.
How about
right down your throat?
How about this, Sean? Wednesday night against Miami, for the game, Boston allowed 62 points. They've allowed 68 already to this Sacramento Kings team.
Even though he's out there, he doesn't look 100% to me. He's still hobbling a little bit, getting up and down the floor, and he's a guy at that power forward spot who can outrun a lot of other power forwards in this league.
Pierce jump shot over top of Doug Christie.
That's a good battle. You know, Christie knows his role. He's not going out there trying to score a bunch of points. He's going to take him when he can get him, but he's out there to play defense.
And Walker to read that lob into Chris Webber, but Bibby gets back and strips it the other way.
Yeah, Celtics just can't get a break.
Webber now into the trees, off the glass, and good.
Yeah, you know, you watch Chris Webber the last 4 or 5 possessions. He's kind of forgot about passing the ball. He's trying to take it at the Celtics defense.
Bibby now has 6 steals in the game, so having a great night. McCarty to Pierce. And Pierce is stripped by Doug Christie.
And behind him.
So Doug Christie is out of the game right now. And so perhaps a chance to turn up the offensive end with the best defender out. Wow! Paul Pierce says, boys, get on my back, let's go.
Ouch. Now, that's how you put it down. That's how you drive the baseline like you want to score the bucket.
And no coincidence Doug Christie's on the bench when that happens.
Seeing everybody involved or knock down some jumpers, take care of the basketball, get in some kind of rhythm.
Antoine Walker swings it out to Delp.
There you go, good ball movement.
Corner, McCarty for 3, and it's good. For Boston, it's Pierce and Walker again. Pierce comes up with a jump shot, that's good.
And now you have a ball game. Now the Celtics want to play defense.
Well, David, you're absolutely correct. You could see it in the way they played in the first few minutes of the third quarter. There just was no bounce in the steps of the Kings. They were lucky, though, that the Celtics kept missing early. Pierce looks to drive and gets fouled by Clark.
Coming down the stretch in the playoffs, in the Western Conference Finals, they got too cavalier with the basketball. You know, there's times to make certain passes. There's times to leave those passes alone. There's times to execute like that time. Chris Webber taking care of the basketball and getting the job done. But you cannot go through these lulls, and you can't have these kind of lulls haunt you come playoff time. It's overconfidence.
Pierce almost lost it. Jimmy Jackson staying with him. Into the corner, McCarty around Turkoglu. Antoine Walker, 5 on a shot clock. Got to go to work, dumps it down to McCarty, who hammers it home.
Well, his only problem is he's waiting too long for that shot. He's waiting for that ball to swing around. He was anxious to shoot that ball before he even caught it. Get better ball movement, he steps into that shot and he knocks it down.
Bobby Jackson trying to create and does. Got the ball on his shoulder, then kissed it off the glass.
And that shows you Bobby Jackson with the basketball. He's like the Tasmanian devil. He's going all over the place, super high energy. And on top of that, he's extremely talented.
Pierce drives and gets fouled by Jimmy Jackson.
But he just doesn't care. He's going to get himself to the basket somehow.
And Pierce, much like Allen Iverson, is a fourth quarter kind of guy. Matter of fact, second to Iverson in the number of points that are scored in the fourth quarter.
That says a lot about what kind of competitor you are.
Turkoglu puts it on the floor. Keon Clark turns to face Antoine Walker. Spins him. Walker stays right there. Shot no good. Weber's up for the rebound. Keeps it alive and knocks it to Jackson. Weber open look. Pass to Jimmy Jackson. Fights it up and drops it over the iron.
Wow. Great defense, great offense. Antoine Walker did a tremendous job at the beginning of that possession on Keon Clark, not allowing him to get to the bucket, but they're unable to come up with the rebound, and they get a second chance. It's unselfish basketball that finally comes through for the Kings.
And after the Celtics got it down to 1 point, it's a 6-0 run for Sacramento. Walker turns, Weber got his hand on it and knocks it away. Up the mark, dealt with the rebound. Walker's got Pierce with him. Pierce takes it up and gets hammered, and it dances down.
Well, lots of times you get up in the air and you like to have that bump because it helps you balance.
Can't convert the three-point play. 2-point game. 6 minutes to go.
Turkoglu had a wide open shot, but when Walter McCarty started to run at him, he didn't know what he wanted to do with it, John. He just tossed it up there.
Weber turns and fires and buries it.
Big shot.
Celtics to score the next 6.
And that's what your superstar does. He comes through with a big shot on the road in crunch time. In the guts of the game, Chris Weber delivers, silencing all that criticism about not wanting to take a big shot. That's a big one right there.
And I'll tell you what, that's the second consecutive time that he's done that to end a Celtics run here in the second half. C. Webb with a typical night. Didn't work. It doesn't work again. Pierce, jump shot, is good. Here we go again. 2-point lead.
Young fella, well, he was unable to start offensive play that possession. Looked like he wanted to pick and roll. Couldn't get anybody up high enough to set a proper screen for him.
Bibby in a double team, steps through. Jim Jackson, no good. Tapped around by Divac and in.
That's because you have so many people cutting to the basket. Your defenders are not in position to get that rebound. And Vlade Divac has a free shot down the lane.
Jim Jackson doing a nice job of denial on Pierce. He has it now. Shot clock at 8. Walker, closer look. Out to Bremer. Corner to McCarty. 2 on the shot clock. Blount releases. Their bench, well, you look at things just the opposite to get things going here. Bibby now trying to enter the ball. Divac sets the screen. Little split. Bibby hits the jumper.
How beautiful is that? Splits the pick and roll and stops on a dime, elevates and knocks the jumper down like it was an easy shot.
Pierce with it now. Pierce has taken over the second half. Walter McCarty, three-pointer.
That's beautiful ball movement. And when Walter's wide open in the corner, he's going to knock a high percentage of those three-pointers down.
Stojakovic, the Divac, goes into a crowd. Jim Jackson has it. Weber tacked around. Celtics come out of there with it. Walker. Pierce, open three. Good! And Weber comes back with the dagger.
Those calls on the road.
This is where Chris Weber has struggled this year, shooting free throws. And again, but Jim Jackson sneaks in and tips it back in. That's unforgivable if you're the Celtics.
Yeah, it was a bad bounce, though, in fairness to Antoine Walker. He was underneath for the rebound, and the ball just came out quickly.
Pierce gets fouled as he tries to go to the hole.
You watch here. There's Jim Jackson working against Antoine Walker, but the ball comes out. Watch how it rattles around, pops out on Antoine. He's caught holding Jim Jackson. Jim Jackson elevates. That's where Twan needs to use that body to push Jim Jackson out of the lane.
Pierce gets the first. And again, this is the guy who #2 in makes at the line this year, #1 in attempts, and he gets it back to a 2-point game. McCarty. So Walker thinks about the three. Weber out to guard him. Walker almost loses it. Bremer now. Celtics got to settle down here. Final minute. Pierce glides in. Gets it on the iron. Push one.
Paul Pierce, but I love the way Antoine Walker came over, got the ball from Walter McCarty, took their time, and they got a good shot.
Well, Kevin, we got some work left to do here. You see the situation, 1-point lead. You see the timeouts, and now Sacramento plays from behind for the first time since it was 4-2. And who do they go to? Chris Weber.
Defense, by the way, on Antoine Walker's part, just better offense by Chris Weber. Now that's an 8-9-foot jump hook.
I don't want the ball.
Yeah, right.
Guess again, folks. 1 point. 8 points. 27 of those have come in the second half alone, including 16 of them in the fourth quarter.
He just made up his mind that he wanted to take the ball to the basket, and there was no one stopping him, and no one in this arena has the ability right now to step up and stop Paul Pierce.
Bremer has it. Bibby plays off him. Pierce with Jimmy Jackson. Backs him up. Goes into a crowd, and the foul gets called. Now, Weber had a piece from behind. Jim Jackson did as well. And the foul is on Divac, who was the guy I thought didn't foul.
Well, here you see him dancing with the ball on the perimeter. You know he's going to come with that low crossover. You see Divac there trying to draw the charge, but he just kind of falls back.
And Doug Christie on the bench. They've elected to leave him there. And Pierce really started to take this game over. One of the best defenders in the game, Doug Christie, went to the bench.
Yeah, Doug Christie can't be happy about that, because he feels that he could be out there doing a tremendous job like he did in the first half on Paul Pierce.
Weber again. Walker out on him. Swings the ball. Free throw line. Bounced around. Walker comes down hard and commits the foul. And Weber comes up empty. Stojakovic is forced to foul Bremer. And so Bremer steps to the line, already nursing a 1-point lead. Doesn't look like a rookie up there, does he?
He hasn't looked like a rookie in a long time.
No, you're right. If he makes this, it'll be a 3 to tie for Sacramento. Misses it. And a timeout called by Rick Adelman.
I'm looking to give the ball to my star or get Mike Bibby open for a shot.
Weber for a 3, and it's good!
Paya! I mean, wow! Wow! He shot that ball with supreme confidence.
That was the guy I thought they'd go to, but not a three-pointer.
Now, this play has superstar written all over it. Bibby comes off that pick and roll. Antoine Walker's kind of half expecting Chris Weber to launch that three. That surprises you. Again, when you have a guy that kind of size that steps out beyond the three-point line, it throws you off. Antoine Walker doing a great job there, spacing the play, because he has to step out to stop Mike Bibby. Then he's got to get back to his man, and that's an extremely difficult cover. And C-Webb just picks up the ball and drains it. No questions asked.
And the reaction from the Sacramento bench, that's Mateen Cleaves on the injured list right now. And he is fired up. And there's Doug Christie, who's been spending a lot of time on the bench with foul problems. And Weber puts Sacramento back on top.
I tell you what, John, nobody better start talking to me about Chris Webber not wanting to shoot the ball in the clutch, because this place is loud. The Celtics fans right now they've been excited. They're frothing at the mouth in this fourth quarter, and C-Web just continues to silence them.
That was just his 5th three-pointer of the year, 5 of 18 for Webber, yet they show the confidence to go to him in that situation. Pierce now drives on Jimmy Jackson, backs him up, jump shot for the win is short, and Sacramento walks off with the victory.
C-Web just came through in clutch time. A superstar performance, John.